Haley, as I was watching your report earlier, seeing the damage and destruction there, it's awful. It looks like this storm came through Amory about midnight, and there was cycling in this supercell. So there were times when it got stronger and times when it got weakened, but when it was over Amory, it definitely did damage.
Definitely, you are so right, Amy. As we were watching that storm roll through last night on our radar images, you could see that storm really tightening up just as it hit through a town of Amory. And just behind me, you can see some of the damage that it caused. You can see that there's the foundation and the home is nowhere on it. It is since twisted and flipped. Thankfully, the woman that lives in this home was able to make it to a family member's house, so she was safe. But unfortunately, this is her second run-in with severe weather that has ruined her home. And the past couple of years, she had a tree that fell on her house and caused her to get a new home. This is just one that she'd been living in for only a couple months until the force of nature once again destroyed her place of living. You can see here the concrete stairs, the cinder blocks. It really is a devastating sight. I was talking earlier about the sawmill with all of the metal that got just destroyed, and that is farther down the road, just off to our right. And you can see the building is toppled over. There's workers still trying to survey the damage and figure out what they're going to do. Thankfully, though, we have seen many people, not only from the city of Amory, but from surrounding counties and cities that are coming by with water trucks, handing out food outside of their cars. So people are really banding together to try and rise above what happened last night, and really hearing some of the stories as well are just a chilling recount of what had happened. People saw just giant walls of just gray clouds, and people were blown from where they were at into a closet or into a hallway. We also heard of a story of a woman who was in a double-wide home, and she got flown with her home multiple blocks and miles away. Thankfully, she was safe and no injuries to her, but that is just one of those miracle stories that you love to hear come out of these storms. It is great to hear that no injuries or deaths has come out of Amory at this point, but unfortunately that cannot be said for the rest of Mississippi.
Yeah, unfortunately, we have 23 deaths in Mississippi. We just got a confirmation of a death in Morgan County, Alabama. So you're right. It's unfortunate that some people died during this storm. For those that did survive, like the woman's home you're in front of, did she have enough warning time that she was able to shelter somewhere in her home, or had she left when the storms came?
They definitely were allowed enough warning time ahead, just because people, and especially the on-air meteorologists, were watching that storm start to tighten up, and they said, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So thankfully, especially considering the fact that the tornado shelter is just 2 blocks down the road, people were able to get there safely and in enough time. Some people were in their homes, but I've been able to really gather the fact that they know to stay in the most interior room. Lots of people were in bathrooms. So especially here in the Southeast, people have a good idea and a good grasp of where to go if they cannot make it to a storm shelter. So I definitely think that played a factor in keeping the lives of Amory and its residents safe.
Thanks for the update. Certainly a beautiful day overhead, but it's going to be a lot of sad stories that come out of this area, including Amory. Haley Meyer, thanks for your report.